I am so excited for today's video. I finally received a book series this week that I've been waiting on for 16 months. 16 months I've been waiting for this. It's been one bad thing after another to get these book series in. And I am super hyped to go through and show you these amazing gems. I am hyped. But before we jump in, let's go start with the channel and life updates. I'm going to brag a little bit. I'm a very proud dad. My son has batted 1,000 within the past 5 games, which is amazing. He is doing so well. He's consistently going up there and hitting the ball and getting on base, and he's having a blast doing it. So it is so much fun going through and watching your kids learn and really have that start growing those confidence within themselves. Something you see, hey, I know you can do so well. And the fact that they're starting to believe within themselves and actually showing, hey, I can actually do this, and all this hard work and all this daily practices we've been doing has been actually worth it. And they can see the growth within there. So awesome. Super, super excited to see how the rest of the season goes. I think we only have a few games left, which is crazy. This baseball season has been flying by. I mentioned last week we got a Lego set. I'll post some pictures up here of a Pokedex, I think what it's called, a Pokedex, and it's very cool. We went through and was able to go through and knock that out within a day. We are becoming a well-oiled machine. We're going through and building these Legos and these 4D models. We found a nice routine to go through and get things done. It was so much fun. We're going to need something bigger now. So if you have any recommendations on what I should go through and buy a Lego set for my kid, let me know. But yeah, we need something. We need something bigger, because I think this one was like 400 pieces, if I'm not mistaken. So I think we need to hit close to that 1,000 pieces, because we need something that's going to last longer than just one day of going through and putting together. From a channel perspective, I'm taking a week off next week. So I'm not going to be going through and doing any Friday recaps next week. I am just going to be logging out and just taking a little break. And it's going to be fun. We're going on vacation for a few days, and then the rest of the time I don't want to make any more videos for just a few days. So taking that week off. But good news, I did go through and prep a few videos. We'll talk about more during the what's coming up videos, but super excited for some of these. A lot of fun, different type of videos than I've done before. So for you guys, it's not going to mess up any cadence, but for me, I needed a little break. So that's what's happening. So let's jump into the fantasy football giveaway update. Now, this week's giveaway, it was a nail biter. We were going up against Ryan Skeffington's team, and we were competing for Lost Souls. And remember, if I went through and lost to Ryan this past week, I was giving away Lost Souls. And it was a nail biter, just like every other game. And it came down to the last moment of the game. And we lost. Very upsetting. So now we're going to go through and spin the wheel. We had 4 people that wanted to try to win this amazing book. So let's go see who won. Awesome. Congratulations, Lucas. I am so hyped that you're going to go through and receive Ryan Skeffington's Lost Souls. So send me an email, a private message through X or Instagram with your address. You know, just get in contact with me. Email, social media, whatever works for you, man. And then I'll go through and get this shipped out to you. I'll also share the information with Ryan, because I think he stated he would go through and send out book 2 as well. So congratulations again, Lucas. So excited for you to go through and get yourself a copy of this. I'll probably toss in a few other stuff as well for you. So congratulations, Lucas. So now on to this week. This week, I'm nervous. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous this week. We're going up against the undefeated #1 player in the league. And yeah, his team's stacked. Very nervous. We're going up against the amazing Brian Wilson, author of Power of the Stars, and we are going to be competing for book 1, The Forsaken Planet. Now, I'm going to be very honest, I have not read this book. It's brand new. I just got it 2 weeks ago. I got it 2 weeks ago. So I was planning on reading this very soon, but, you know, we have to compete. We need something to compete for. So we're going to battle for this book. I'm really hoping that I somehow beat Brian this week, because I would like to keep this book. I would like to go through and actually read this one, but we'll see what happens. So if you're interested in competing against me, if Brian goes through and wins this week, I'll be giving away this book. If you're interested, drop down in the comments, what is your favorite pizza topping? What's your favorite pizza topping? Toss that down in the description below. If you don't like pizza and you don't eat pizza for some reason, tell me why you don't. There we go. Favorite pizza topping, or tell me why you don't eat pizza. So good luck. Toss that in the comments below, and we'll go through and we'll talk and we'll figure out who potentially might win this fantastic gem by the great Brian Wilson. All right, so let's jump into what did I go through and read. To be honest, I didn't finish any books this week. It's been very busy. We've had 4 baseball games this past week. 2 makeup games. So it was like constant, like boom, 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 back to back. So I haven't had time to go through and finish a book. So we'll jump into what am I currently reading. I am in the middle of reading Children of Time by the great Adrian Tchaikovsky. And to be honest, I love this book. It is 100% worth the hype. The high level, very high level, because I don't want to spoil anything, and I'm only about halfway through it right now. But the story is about the human race is trying to really jumpstart evolution on a distant planet with primates, but things take its turn, and instead of evolving the primates, they're elevating spiders by accident, which is disturbing. It's fun. The science in this is crazy. It's so much fun. It's a crazy science fiction story, and I understand why it has all the love and all the hype. I plan on probably finishing this within the next few days. I do have a conversation with Fina from Fine Reads on October 23rd. I think that's correct. I'm not sure whose channel we're going to be on yet, but I will let you know once I have a chance to talk with Fina, and we'll go through and we'll talk about this amazing story. She's already read this, so this is a reread for her, but this is the first time I'm going through and reading this. I am loving every moment of this. This is probably one of my favorite science fiction stories that I've ever read. Ever. It's so good, so well done. Yeah, excited to finish it and talk a little bit more about it with all of you and with Fina on October 23rd. So let's go in and jump into my book haul. We got 1 ebook and then the books that I discussed at the beginning that I've been waiting on for 16 months. So let's jump into the ebook first. This was a book I received from the author. Thank you so much, Kenneth. I really do appreciate you reaching out and giving me a copy of your amazing book, The Outsiders of Orkland. So let's jump in and talk about what the story's about. What would you sacrifice for your family? A plague ravages the fringe, but a chance encounter with orcs gives hope for a cure. With his lad, William, a dodgy crew, a huge pair of stones, he sets off on a mission to once again unite the humans with the Horde, or he would screw up and start a war. No pressure. So this sounds cool. The cover is very, very awesome looking, and really excited, Kenneth, to go through and read this. I'm probably going to try to get to this later this year, if not beginning of next year. I really do appreciate, Kenneth, you sending me this, and excited to get into it. Now, on to my physical book. Now, again, I've been waiting on this for 16 months for these books to come in. It was a Kickstarter by the great Michael J. Sullivan, one of my favorite authors, one of the people who got me into reading. So if it wasn't for Michael, I don't know where I would be doing. Probably just watching TV and watching movies and yip-yapping about movies all day. But I went through and supported his Kickstarter for his leather-bound Rhyria Chronicles. This is the first leather bound I've ever bought, so super hyped. But again, ordered this 16 months ago. It was chaos of going through. Man was getting the worst luck when it came to getting these leather bounds, which he was very open, very transparent about the full process. So no frustrations with him. It was just had to sit here patiently twiddling my thumbs waiting for this book series to come out. So I want to go through, show it off a little tiny bit, and then we'll continue with the video. So these are the prequel series to Rhyria Revelations. These are the first 4 books in the series. So I want to go through and show off. We have the Crown Tower. Look at that. We have amazing artwork on the inside. And then a beautiful map at the end. It's on each book, so I'm not going to show each of them. But look how beautiful this is. Love the artwork in here. It's so well done, well made. Very, very gorgeous book. So that was the Crown Tower. Then we have book 2, The Rose and Thorn. Look at that. Gorgeous, man. Loving this. Look at that artwork in there. Amazing. And then we have Death of Dolgath. Look at this. And then the final one of my favorite ones, to be honest, is The Appearance of Winter's Daughter. So awesome. Look at that. Loving it. Loving it. Love this series. So excited to go through and get them on my shelves. But very, very happy with these. They look gorgeous. And they came with an amazing box to go in. So I'm going to be tossing them right there on my shelves and replacing the other signed ones I have up there. I'm probably going to go through and give those away. So yeah, super excited. Very happy that they came in. They were well packaged. There's no issues there. So that was a big worry I had of it being maybe the spines are going to be messed up or the corners. Everything was pristine. Everything looked perfect. Super hyped for the next book in the series to come out, and then probably spend more money on that leather bound books as well. So super excited for that. So let's jump into what is happening within the coming weeks. So again, I'm not going to be doing a video next Friday, but let's jump into some of these other ones. On Sunday, I'm going to be interviewing the fantastic Nick Snape. I've gone through and mentioned Nick a few times on the channel. Nick is fantastic, super cool. We'll be talking on Sunday the 5th. On Monday, October 6th, I'll be doing my October TBR. This is the video that got pushed from this past Monday to now. Super fun. I spun a wheel to decide what books I was going to go through and read. So you're not going to want to go through and miss. There were so many amazing books and I had to narrow it down. Then on Friday, the 10th, I will be doing a review of Anti-Hero by the fantastic Greg Hurwitz, one of my favorite thriller authors right now. So excited to go through and talk about his most recent book that should be coming out, I think, February, if I'm not mistaken. And then on Monday, the 13th, we'll be doing Why You Should Read, the 4MK series by the great J.D. Barker. This one was so much fun putting together, so you're not going to want to go through and miss that one. And then on the 17th, we will be back for the weekly recap to talk about everything that happens from now to then. So let's go in and jump into the Indie Author Spotlight. I wanted to go through and spotlight Nick Blade. Specifically, I wanted to go in and highlight The Land of the Nowhere trilogy. So let's jump in and talk about what this trilogy is about. A shattered world, a war beyond time, and a hero bound to a power he cannot control. Jarek never asked for this. He was a simple farm boy, meant for an ordinary life, until fate bound him to a soul of a long-dead god of unimaginable power. Now he is hunted by those who seek to use him, betrayed by those who claim to guide him, and forced into battle that is repeated across lifetimes. The land is dying. Its peoples are fractured, and the only way to stop it maybe demand more than he can give. But fate is cruel, and some sacrifices cannot be undone. So this sounds so awesome. And all three books are available. I'll have their links not only to Nick's website, but also to all three of these amazing books that you can go through and get now. You can get the ebook, physical, it's all there. Go through, check out these books, see if it's something you're interested in, and go through and support your indie author. So let's jump into BookTuber Spotlight. This, I wanted to spotlight Eric at D3 Reads. Now, this is a new channel I started to follow based on the type of videos and vibes I was seeing from Eric. Eric gives off the early feels of Mike's book review, like Mike's book review from 5-7 years ago. Very chill, reads different stories that aren't the mainstream recommendations, and his presence on screen is so well done. I highly recommend checking out Eric at D3 Reads. He is so cool and really like how he does his videos, so definitely something to go through and check out. So that's it, man. Let me know what you're reading, watching, and grabbing in your hauls this week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You know what to do. Till I see you in the next one. Stay overbooked.